All right, an illegal migrant has now been charged after his truck jackknifed a minivan while making an illegal U-turn, killing the 3 people inside the van. The migrant, who is believed to have crossed the border illegally in 2018, was granted a commercial driver's license by the state of California. He now faces vehicular homicide charges and deportation. Florida Attorney General James Uthmeier joins me now to talk about this horrific situation. Attorney General, thank you so much for joining us. What was your reaction when you saw this footage and realized this man cost 3 people their lives?
Yeah, it's a horrific situation. California should not have provided this person the driver's license and a permit, not just for a car, but to drive.
He didn't even flinch. He didn't even did you see what his reaction was?
And realized this man cost 3 people their lives.
Yeah, it's a horrific.
He didn't even oh my God, I can't believe it. All of this. He didn't even flinch. He didn't even trip. He just put it in park okay, let me see what's up. Oh man. Boy, you know they gonna get your butt. He didn't even flinch. He didn't even trip about it.
Situation. California should not have provided this person the driver's license and a permit, not just for a car, but to drive large-scale trucks, to then drive into Florida, engage in this dangerous behavior and take the lives of 3 others is really a tragedy, but it shows how dangerous the open border policies under Obama and Biden have been that have continued to wreak havoc on communities across the country. We're certainly going to charge that person with the heaviest crimes we can and make sure that he gets locked up for as long as possible before then being deported back where he came from.
Yeah, and if you
remember when I did a story some months ago where the Trump administration had signed an executive order that required all truck drivers to actually be able to speak English and be able to read and write. And remember when everybody was all upset at that and I can't believe it. You're trying to require for them to speak English and read and write English. I mean, that's a safety issue. They can't even read the signs and they over here illegally. Why wouldn't I require for them to be able to speak English and to be able to read the signs? So you're just going off the colors?
watch this footage as you did and we just showed, I mean, the people in this black minivan had absolutely no time to react. It was a 30-year-old, a 37-year-old, and a 50-year-old. 2 of them died on impact, and 1 of them died at the hospital. Absolutely tragic situation. And you touched on this. Why, if you cross into the country illegally, are you allowed to get a commercial driver's license in the state of California?
That's crazy.
Well, you shouldn't be able to, and we're certainly going to look at ways that we can go after California, fight back, and protect our citizens. Here in Florida, if you're an illegal, you are not going to get a driver's license under no circumstances. We made that law in this state many years ago when we banned the opportunity for sanctuary cities. So it's a tragedy, but when it comes from California, nothing surprises me these days. Gavin Newsom should focus more on rule of law than crying and defending these heinous criminals.
Yeah, well, if he is found guilty of homicide, he will likely serve his sentence in Florida. Can you confirm that he will? And if so, what kind of time is he looking at before he is deported?
Sure. Well, yeah, I can confirm we're not going to deport or let this guy out of our sights until we have convicted him and ensured that he is behind bars for as long as possible, likely the rest of his life. Only then will we hand him over to ICE for deportation, but he's going to serve his time.
Okay, on to another topic here. Last week, you became the first state attorney general.
I don't care about that. I want to know more about this whole situation. Let me pivot for a second because I want to know more about this guy. Let's see if I can throw him up on the screen. They said that the illegal trucker that was released on bond. Have y'all heard that? Just a couple minutes ago that he was released on bond? Hold on one second. Hold on. I can't believe this.
Another alleged deadly crime now highlighting President Trump's immigration crackdown. Watch this horrifying video. It's from Florida last week, and it shows a minivan slamming into a semi-truck. Look at that. It's gone. Driving that truck, an illegal immigrant accused of trying a reckless U-turn across 3 lanes on a highway. Who does that? That crash killed 3 people inside that minivan. A senior ICE source says U.S. Marshals arrested that illegal immigrant in California over the weekend. He will be extradited to Florida to face 3 counts of vehicular homicide. Here's Florida's Attorney General.
Yeah, it's a horrific situation. California should not have provided this person the driver's license and a permit, not just for a car, but to drive large-scale trucks. To then drive into Florida, engage in this dangerous behavior and take the lives of 3 others is really a tragedy, but it shows how dangerous the open border policies under Obama and Biden have been that have continued to wreak havoc on communities across the country.
Our senior correspondent, Jonathan Siri, has more on this story. Hi, Jonathan.
Hi, Aisha. Authorities have identified the truck driver as 28-year-old Harjinder Singh. And they say he was an Indian national. He faces 3 counts of vehicular homicide stemming from that fatal crash on Florida's Turnpike. It happened on Tuesday. Florida authorities say the 28-year-old trucker was making an illegal U-turn, crossing the median using an area that was designated for official use only. You can see a minivan behind him slamming into the trailer, crushed underneath, fatally injuring 3 Florida residents who were riding inside. 2 died at the scene, a 3rd died at the hospital. State troopers issued an ICE detainer for the truck driver after learning he was an illegal migrant. Federal authorities say Singh, an Indian national, entered the U.S. illegally through the Mexico border in September of 2018. He was arrested 2 days later, but claimed he was afraid to go back to his home country. And so he was released on a $5,000 immigration bond. The White House's Rapid Response social media account reposted a video of the accident with a statement criticizing the state of California for granting Singh a commercial driver's license.
So here's the thing. All right. So he wasn't released on $5,000 bond for this issue. He's still arrested on this issue, and they haven't issued him a bond. But when he was originally arrested, and he was supposed to go back to his country because he's here illegally, he was issued a $5,000 bond, and he's still out here driving. So in 2025, that was back in 2018, right? In 2025, he's out here doing his thing. He's driving around. He's having a good time. He's enjoying life. He's making money. He's sending it back to his family. Yep. He's sending it back to his family. A lot of us don't want to have that conversation. We don't want to really deep dive into it. Yep, he sending it back to his family. What does that mean, Anton? They live like kings. They live like kings in other countries. When people come over here, make a bunch of money, they send the majority of it back to their family, and their family be back there living like a king. That's the truth. That is the truth. Their families live like kings over from where they came from. Here's the real question that we have to ask ourselves, right? Because we don't know what we don't know until after we find ourselves in a situation where we could have avoided it, right? It's similar, because I was talking about this earlier, and I was talking about the Lake and Riley Act, because everybody forget about Lake and Riley, and that illegal migrants came over here, and she should be alive today. Would these people still be alive today had this man been arrested and deported back to his country for not being here and coming over here illegally? Would there still be lives? Because now, we have the hindsight, but we don't have the foresight to make sure that people should not be doing stuff they're not supposed to be doing inside of this country. Would these people still be alive if this man was not here illegally? And that's when you start to hold people accountable. That's when you have to start having this uncomfortable conversation.
The California governor's press office quickly responded that Singh entered the U.S. during President Trump's first term and before Gavin Newsom took office. But the Department of Homeland Security is pushing back, saying in a statement to Fox News, 3 innocent people were killed in Florida because Gavin Newsom's California DMV issued an illegal alien a commercial driver's license.
I remember one time when I was younger, and I was a lot more ignorant. Before I had my daughter, I was continuously driving without a license. When I finally decided, you know what? It's time to clean my life up. I'm tired of paying a whole bunch of legal fees. I don't want to be in a position where I don't have my license and that I can't take care of business. This could possibly affect my future employment or anything like that. And I finally decided that I wanted to get things together. I almost had to wait like 6 months before certain things got together for me to even apply to get my license as a legal citizen inside of the United States of America. It was so difficult and it was so many hoops to jump through in order to officially get my license because I had to pay off tickets. I had to make sure that I did, boy, y'all. Oh, Ronnie, they had me doing community service. I kid you not. I kid you not. They had me, I had to go do community service. Y'all want to, all right, I'm going to be for real with y'all. I'm going to keep it 100. I'm going to keep it 100. You're going to learn a little bit more about me today. You're going to learn a little bit more about me today. I was one of those type of people as a part of my agreement. My lawyer negotiated. This was some other stuff that had to come along with it. You know, I had to make sure that I ain't get no felonies or nothing. They said that I had to go and volunteer painting a school. I also volunteered helping build a community center, and I had to go and pick up some trash on the highway. Oh, yes, I was. I had to go pick up trash. Gave me one of them little things. Put it in the trash. I was picking up trash, nigga. I was out there with my community vest, with my the vest, the reflector vest on. Yes, I did. Oakland County. Oh man. Let me see something. All right, let's see. Let's see. Let me see. Electronic copy of your driving record. Go to online services. I don't know what my user ID would be. Let me stop sharing this for a second. Let's see if I can get in here. Terms and conditions. I don't think I got no ID. Do I got an ID? I don't know if I got no ID. Maybe one day I'll try to pull up my driving record for y'all and show y'all exactly what my life used to be like. It was a mess. I was a mess. I was a mess, bro. My account has been disabled. I got to activate my account. How do I activate my account? Select verification method. Passcode is going to be sent. I don't know. It's too much work. Anyways, my life used to be a mess, bro. My life used to be a mess. Oh, man. My life used to be a mess, man. I used to have to figure it out like, oh, man. But I said, you know what? I'm going to make the adjustment. I'm going to get my life together and keep it moving. The reason that I have this conversation is because I just want y'all, because AJ says it's the past, keep it moving forward. You're doing great. No. I mean, I think it's important for us to highlight everything because it's not about whether or not your past defines you. It's about whether or not you can come back from it. And so many people will sit there and tell you and say, oh, man, you just ain't never, man, listen, my life was a mess.